Hi guys, it's Haley. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to start showing you my complete collection of coloring books. Not the pages, just my collection. I have quite a few. I don't know if this video will be in a couple of parts or not. We're gonna have to just find out how long it takes. I'll probably cut it off after about 30 minutes. We're gonna start with all of the Coloring Heaven issues. I do have a subscription to Coloring Heaven that I've had for a year. I think I started it last year. I know I've had to renew it already, so I may have started it in late 2018. I have the most recent book for me, which is the Dragons special. The other issue has not came in yet. It takes a while to get here from the UK. Then I have the Christmas special. I think this one was 2019. I have the Alice special. I have the Dark Crystal special. I have the Sorcerers and Sorceresses special. That one's kind of a mouthful. Okay. Then I have the Fantasy Princess special. I have the Fairies special. These are not necessarily in the order of release either. They're just in the order that I had them on my shelf. I have the Woodland Fairies special. Okay, so I have a Halloween special here. This was issue 41, so I think this would be, let me see if that doesn't, yeah, okay, it doesn't say anywhere on it. I think this is the 2018 Halloween special. Yeah, it has to be, because here's another one. Another Halloween special, it's issue 54. So I think this would be the 2019 one. I have the Gothic Alchemy special. I have the Steampunk special that has old Hannah Lynn art in it. I have the Nouveau Fantasy special. I have the Dragons in Nature special. I know this one was a popular one and the artwork in it is really nice. I'm not going to do flips on these Coloring Heaven ones because I feel like most people have seen these books, so I'm not going to show you like a peek inside them or anything. I have the Bohemian Beauties special. I have the Adorable Dragons special. I have the Dreamtime special, and believe it or not, this is my only Hannah Carlson book. I have the Dark Fantasy special. I have the Animal Wonderland special. I have the World of Princesses special, and that made a ripping sound, but it doesn't look torn, so. I have the Witches special. And then I have the Strangelings special, which I think might have been the very first issue of this that I ever picked up. Let me put these all back on the shelf and get them out of the way so that we can move on. I've got a lot of these, and unfortunately, I haven't colored in most of them. I need to get to it. I need to do the whole Color Your Horde tag. I just haven't gotten around to it. Okay, so let's look at some color by number books. I have some of the Mystery Colors magazines. I have the latest issue, which is Jungle Animals. It just came out. I was able to pick it up at Walmart. If you've never seen these before, some of the images go sideways, some of them face up. You kind of don't know what you're coloring until it's completed. Some of them, you could look at it and it's a little bit obvious. Just looking at this one, I can't tell what it is at all. You do have your color palette down here, and it's a pretty basic color palette. I think it goes up to 20 colors. Yeah, let me see if I can find one that's a little bit more obvious. This picture here, obviously looks like a butterfly to me. Like, I can see the outline of the wings and dots on the wings. And at the back of these, it does have the guide to show you what the images look like. And I think that you can subscribe to this, actually. I don't, I just find it. I have the Baby Animals issue. I kind of just like their animal issues, so I don't have like the Landmark or Christmas or anything. And then I have Pets. I am missing the Farm issue and the very first one, which I think was like Aquatic Life or fish or something like that. Next I have a book that is very, very big, and I don't know if it's going to very well fit on camera. It is Color Quest by Joanna Webster, and it's huge. Yeah, it's not going to fit on camera very well. It's got different, like this is honeycombs, this is triangles, that's triangles, that's honeycomb. Well, I'm trying to say that it has different designs, and I know it does. But I just picked like a really bad example because like they're squares. Okay. And yes, this book is huge. I've never actually finished an image in it because it's so big. But once again, you know, at the back you've got your completed pictures. If it would focus, there we go. It's a nice book, I just haven't done anything in it. Next is the famous Corkles. I do love these. This is the animals one. I still have a tag on it from Barnes & Noble, but you can't see it because it's kind of a large book. By Thomas Pevitt, I suppose is his name. I do want the famous people one, but I don't know about the one based on paintings. I think there's a Wallace and Gromit one. This is such a fun book. I think many of you that like Color by Numbers have seen it. The images are circles, and the circles have numbers in them, and you pick your own colors. So I don't know if it's really a color by number or not, but I'm going to include it with the color by numbers. So this has numbers up to 5, and you'd pick 5 markers, ranging from light to dark, and then number them yourselves and color it. And the pictures look really good when they're done. And again, at the back it shows all the different animals. I have colored in this a few times. I do like it a lot. Next I have a Creative Haven color by number book. This is Wildlife color by number, and there is not an author on the front of this. Hang on. Okay, it's Diego Jordan Piera. I've colored a lot in this book. This was like one of the first books I ever colored in. And for whatever reason, I thought that I didn't like the light gray lines that are around the images. So I thought I would outline them in black. And I don't know why, so some of the pictures in here are already outlined in black, like to prepare for me to color them. I don't know why. That was my mindset years ago. But this is a nice book. It's got the colors here on the side at the front, which can kind of be annoying to try and flip back, and then, you know, your completed images are on the front and back. And it's nice, it's very nice. I've colored some images in here. And you can see that, again, I outlined it in black. I don't know why. I have this Posh Creations color by number by Steve Dufendak. It's a small book. Here, let's compare it to the Creative Haven book, because you guys all know the size of a Creative Haven book. There you go. It's a smaller book, but it is packed full. I'm not sure exactly how many images are in here, and I don't know if it says. But they are all different little pictures. They all have different color palettes. Here's what one looks like uncolored. And there's all kinds of pictures in this. Nature, some patterns. Here's a glimpse at a completed section. And there's not like a cohesive color palette across this book, I will say that. I don't know how many numbers there are. I do have Colortronic Animals. I do not have the other Colortronic book, just the Animals one, a Kaleidoscope coloring book. And the artist's name, I think, is on the inside here. Yeah, Lauren Farnsworth. This is a fun book with a small color palette. Here's an example. And the color palette is just on the side here. And I believe it just goes up to 15. I think that is the amount. And then here's a look at what some of the pages look like completed. Personally, I never did the backgrounds because they're just all solid color. I just left all the backgrounds white when I color in this book. That's just what I do. Okay, and now I have Creative Color by Numbers compiled by Felicity James. This is one of those books that has Arpad Ulbrey, I believe, a long time ago published a bunch of these on Amazon. This one is published by Sirius and like compiled by Felicity James. She's not the artist. I have heard before that the pictures that are in this are all stock images that people have turned into color by number pictures, and I don't know if that is true or not. but here is a look at these. And I like this book because the color palette just folds out. I think that's like the greatest invention possible. And here's a look at some of the completed pictures. And I've got some more color by number from Creative Haven. I just have one more, and it's Glorious Gardens, and this is by George Choufexis. His color by number books are a lot more difficult, and I don't color in them that much. I mean, it's a beautiful book. Again, the color palette is going to be on the side of the book, and the images there, and it's got, again, the light gray lines, but it's pretty detailed. The pictures, I have seen them, they do turn out very nice. It's just a little bit time consuming and detailed for me. Up next I have my favorite, all-time favorite series of color by number books. These are the Mystery Mosaics by Mindware. I only have 3 of them. I don't have a complete collection of them. I wish I did. This is book 2. And this book I've completed completely. So let me get a blank one to show you. Let's find a blank picture. Okay, so they look like this. It's just little squares, and you color it to reveal the image. These you definitely cannot tell what the picture is before finishing it. And at the back, it does have, you know, your completed solutions. So I have book 2, book 5, and then book 8. And this one is bound differently. It's stapled rather than glued. I don't know why. I think I ordered them all off Amazon. I don't think there is an artist anywhere on these. No, just says Mindware. But these are what I spend the most time on. And then I think I have just one more color by number book. And I just bought it. It's a recent book. This is large print, calm color by number, easy to see, by Thunder Bay Press. There is no artist. Again, this book seems to be comprised of the images that are apparently stock images. A couple of the images from this book are in this one. I think I counted maybe 5. So, you know, if you have a lot of the books by Felicity James, then this probably wouldn't be worth buying, since it'll have doubles, but this has 200 pictures in it. And some of them are patterns, some of them are scenes, there's some animals, if I could find an animal. Well, yeah, there we go, there's some geese. And it does have the little fold out, so I find that a lot easier to color. And it's the exact same color palette as the Felicity James one, by the way. Okay, let's move on to my only hardback book that I own. And it is Fairy Miracles by Klara Markova. It's a little bit dusty because it's been sitting on my shelf. And it has, you know, a little card that she sends you when you order it. I think everyone knows Klara Markova's work. It's kind of iconic at this point, you know, the thick pages with the sweet images. I actually have never colored in this book. I'm like afraid to color in it because it's my only hardback book, and they're like a lot nicer quality. Okay, so let's grab some more books. I have Llewellyn's Witches coloring book. This book is a collection of different artists. Let's see. Okay, there are 6 artists. Elizabeth Alba, Kathleen Edwards, Jennifer Hewitson, Win Shu, Mickey Muller, and Carolyn Vibert. And so it has some varying artwork since there are different artists, and some of the pictures are really detailed like this one. And some of them are simpler like this one. I do like this book. I wouldn't call myself a witch or anything like that. It just has some nice artwork in it. And I know I mentioned in my color and chat video, I do have the Mouse Guard by David Peterson, and yes, I have never ever colored in it. It's got fabulous artwork. I think most of you know the Mouse Guard. I believe it's based on a comic series. probably hear me just throwing some books on the ground. That's okay. Let me sort through this some more. I have a Singular Jasmine Beckett Griffith book. I do like her art a lot. I just never have bought the other ones. This is just her coloring book, the first one, which everyone knows. Her art style too, it's pretty iconic, pretty famous. I have Nice Little Town 4 by Tanya Bogima Stolova. This is another really nice book. I do like that it's kind of got some shading details to it. This one, it does have little mice in it, but more houses than mice. Some of them are filled with a bunch of images of the mice, this one's not. So this is the original Jade Summer Chibi Girls book, and that's in grayscale, and then they did Chibi Girls 1 and 2. So I kind of like abandoned this book for the 1 and 2, which I'd like to complete, but you know. And then I have The Secret Life of Forest Animals for All Creative Souls by Stromina Tuzova. And this is another really cute book with a lot, it's one-sided with a lot of little animals. It's an Amazon book, so it has Amazon paper. Some of the images are more fantasy themed, like this one with the crows reading and the little bear getting ready to go to school. And then, you know, the first picture, which is just a snake in a tree, which is a little bit more realistic. It's a super cute book. I have even more books here. Okay. This is Yuko Higuchi's Magical Coloring Museum. I probably will not ever color in this book, I just think it's a neat book. The first few pages are like this tracing paper, and you can see through them, and you can kind of see the kids here like peeking into this curtain. Behind the curtain is a little animal. And then it shows the kids kind of going through the museum. They turn into cats in the beginning, okay? And then it shows them going through the museum and looking at all these different things, and you can see as they're looking at the flowers, they're like slowly turning into flowers. And now they're little mushrooms. Here we go. Well, if I could figure out a way to turn it to show you. There we go. Now they're little mushrooms. And yeah, as it goes on, I mean, yeah, they turn into mice, and at the end of the book, they turn back into humans. I don't know, it's just kind of a weird little book. I just like it. I have two coloring books from Dover, and the first one is Dragons by Christy Schaefer. This has a lot of images of dragons and then information about dragons. This talks about Beowulf. This talks about Fafnir. You know, they kind of talk about like what dragon is in the picture. Like this is a Korean dragon. And I have A Walk in the Woods by Dot Barlow. Again, this has words in it. It kind of tells you about the scene in front of you. This is talking about the different flowers that are in this image with the squirrels. Yellow iris, water lilies. I have the Tokidoki coloring book. And as you can see, it is a small book. It's nice. It has a lot of cute images in it if you like Tokidoki, which is a fashion brand, by the way. And they make little figurines. I do have one here on my desk. I have two of the Mythographic books, and I don't really know why I have them. I wouldn't say that they are my favorite, but full set syndrome, so I bought them. This is Mythographic Animals by Joseph Cadenbang. Most of you guys have seen this before. And then Mythographic Imagine. I didn't buy the aquatic one. I don't particularly favor coloring water, so I just decided not to buy that. Okay, let me get to another pile here. Alright, so I have the official Bob's Burger coloring book, which includes some stickers. It's by Universe. There's not an author on here, which it's just based on the TV show Bob's Burgers. It has some scenes from the show in it. And then there's like activities too, you know. It's a cute book. It has stuff from episodes. And yeah, I don't actually... The stickers are there in the back. I have the Pop Manga coloring book by Camilla de Erico. I only have this one. I think she has one coming out that's like monsters and creatures, and I'd love to get that one. Everyone knows her artwork too. I have this Creative Haven book. It's Futuristic Worlds by Josh Carrington, and it has some very interesting and unique and weird artwork in it, and I really like it. It's these kind of alien cyborg-like people and their world that they live in. I don't know, it's very weird and interesting. And I had never seen this book before. I just took a chance on it and bought it. And I just love the artwork. It's creepy, it's weird, it's interesting. And here's, you know, here's a look at the one that's colored from the side. I have one Sun Life drawing book, and it is Anime and Manga Coloring Chibi Animal Girls. I need to get more because I do like their color by number books. This is just a really cute book with lots of little animal girls. That one's a bear, I think, and then that's just a girl with a bird. That's a unicorn girl. A mouse. It's super cute. I've got 2 Hannah Lynn books. Well, 3 if we count the Creative Haven. I have Mermaids, Fairies, and Other Girls of Whimsy 50 fan favorites. We all know and love Hannah Lynn. And then I have, of course, the Enchanted Halloween. Gotta love Halloween. And I haven't worked out of these books too much. I need to do some more work in them. Okay, so I have Cute Witches by Jade Summer. And after I bought this book, I told myself that I need to only buy Jade Summer's grayscale books, or I would have a whole collection of every book that Jade Summer has ever put out. I would hope they would do this book in grayscale, but just in case they don't, I do have it. I really want the kawaii horror book, but I'm gonna hold off on buying it unless they do it in grayscale. I have Nice Little Dragons 2 by Tanya Bogima Stolova, the same woman who does the Nice Little Town books. And this book is super cute. The dragons in this are very cutesy and whimsical. Here's one. It does have double images, so let's flip. Here is Curious Dragon from the cover. Here is kind of like a big bird dragon. There's a bunch of cute pictures. There's one where there's a dragon like sitting on the couch, and I want to show that one to you because I think it's so cute. And I think it is toward the back, so let me... Yeah, there he is. Like he's sitting on the couch watching TV. It's just super cute and whimsical and fun. Of course, I do have Barty's Books Wild Coloring Series, Relaxing Reptiles and Amphibians by Heatherland. You guys know I had to have a reptile and amphibian book with plenty of frog pictures in it to color. And at the back of this book, she does tell you what species some of these animals are. So this could be fun for a color by number. I could color a picture of an animal that I own and tell you about it. Okay, I am back. Wouldn't you know that I got a call about one of my animals? My goat was goofing around in the yard, and I got a call to go look at him. He's fine, don't worry. Okay, so let's pick up back where we left off. I think I have 2 Julia Rivers books here. I have Keepers of the Enchanted Forest. This one is illustrated by Forest Diver. These images are beautiful, and I really wish that the Julia Rivers company would release some more images and more books, but they haven't in a very long time. So I don't know if that company just went under or what. And then I have Serene Little Village, The Wondrous Life Behind Garden Walls. And I don't know who illustrated this one. It doesn't say, just, you know, the Julia Rivers title. And again, it's just a super cute book with little animals doing human things. We're coming up on some of my very last books before I get to the ones that are on my desk that I've colored in more than others. Okay. This is kind of a big stack too. So, I have Magical Mermaid Kitties by Deborah Muller. It's one of the Zendoodle books, and I do like the books that she does with Zendoodle. I know some people don't like them because they are kind of mainly animals, but I like them. I find them cute and charming. I have a Just Add Color Day of the Dead coloring book by Sarah Walsh. I do like this book a lot. It has some very nice artwork in it. A lot of sugar skulls, so if that's not your thing. I have two of the Vogue coloring books. I have Vogue Colors A to Z, and this has the alphabet in it. Like, E is for Eiffel Tower, and then I believe these are covers for Vogue magazine, because it does show them here, what they look like colored in. Okay, yes, it does say that they are covers. And then I also have Vogue Goes Pop by Ian R. Weber. The other one does not have an artist on it. And this, again, it's just images from Vogue magazine. This one does have some information in the corner. This one says, like, this is from September 15th, 1962. And gives you just a little bit of information about the clothes that are worn, the designer, and what color the clothes are. But, you know, you can make them whatever color you want to. And then I have Outside the Lines, an artist's coloring book for giant imaginations, curated by Soris Hong Peretta. This book has a lot of different artists in it. Here is, well, no, that's just a dedication page, I think. Well, no, that might be the artists. Okay, well, there's all kinds of different artwork from all kinds of different artists in this book. Some images are patterns, some of them are really funky. This is a big flower. Some of them are really cute and simple. You know, here's this picture. This one's cute and simple. It's a dragon. And on the back of each page, you know, for example, this dragon image, it says, this image is Cave Dweller Society by Christopher Betting. And then it gives a website where you can follow the artist. I've colored a lot in this book, and I'd love to complete it one day. And then I have Outside the Lines 2, which I've never colored in, because I wanted to complete this one first. Same thing. It's got a variety of different artists who have colored different images. Some of them are weird, and some of them are patterns, and some of them are cute and creepy. Some of them have words on them. And again, it's the same thing. I think this book has an image by Tokidoki in it. Some of them have images from, you know, artists that you've already seen before in the coloring book world. I was gonna see if I could find the... There it is. Like, here's an image that's, you know, that's Tokidoki. And then over here on my shelf, I've got just one more book, and it's Marvel's Color Your Own Women of Power. There's not an artist on it, because it's pictures from different comic books, and they all have different artists. And it's just various famous women from Marvel. You got Spider-Woman, Spider-Gwen. Who is this? Looks like a Valkyrie, I think. This is the cover image. Yeah. It's a nice book. Okay, now let's get to these books that are already on my desk. These are the ones that I color in the most, and so this is where most of my Jade Summer books are sitting. And hopefully I don't knock the camera too much reaching around it. I have Cute Fairies, Grayscale by Jade Summer. I think I have almost all their Grayscale books, minus like the tattoo one. That one really just didn't interest me. But you guys know how these books look. I have Monster Babes, a creepy glam coloring book by Stephanie A. Quinn. And similar to the book I used in my color and chat, it has a picture on one side, their faces of women, and then it has some information about the women on the other page. This one says Windy Weeds. It says she's 62 in plant years, she's hiding under a flower petal in a field, and she has a perfect credit score. So they're just kind of funny little things that help you to build an image of the woman. This is Lily Labrador, so she's 20 dog years. She is currently chasing a car and loves getting dressed up. This is Mel Milky Way. She's 15. Here, hang on. She's 1,533 alien years. She lives in an intergalactic record store and is a really good cook. They're just some fun, freaky images. There's one that I've colored. I like them. And then I have Glamour Ghouls by Deborah Muller. And everyone knows Deborah Muller's art and loves it. I always manage to flip to a page that I've colored. I'm just trying to show you what these look like. And I love this one. I love these pin-up style images. Absolutely love those. And next I have this Zendoodle Color by Number Spring Awakening by Deborah Muller. And it is one of the color by number books that the colors flip out there on the side. And it's just got some cute springtime images. There's a frog, there's some flowers, a little hummingbird, some more birds. It's a cute book. Okay, so here's what I was talking about. This is the Chibi Girls 1 and 2 grayscale, and mine is bound because it started to fall apart, so I took it to Office Depot and got it spiral bound. And I've colored a lot of images in here. I would love to fully complete this book, and I'm working on that. I also have Fairies grayscale. This one is a little bit more mature. Some of their books a little bit more mature. The women are a little bit more sexy looking. Here's one that's just naked. But I like these. I love them. And this book has some men in it. I have the Mermaids grayscale coloring book by Jade Summer. Again, this one is a little bit more mature. You know, the women, they're mermaids, so they're topless. It's definitely not like a book for kids. And this book has a couple of men in it too, I think. Let me see. Yeah, like there's a pirate. So, you know, if you like coloring men, then this has a few in here. I think there's a page, yeah, there's another pirate. And of course, I have the Kawaii grayscale coloring book. I love it. This is 2 books in one. It's their Kawaii Girls coloring book, and I think the other one is Kawaii Fantasy. I'm not positive. But the grayscale in this one is just absolutely phenomenal. They really kind of upgraded their grayscale for this book. It's fantastic. And then the back is the fantasy book. So it's got like princesses and some monster girls too, I think. Yeah, like this girl's a centaur. Another Deborah Muller book. This is Dogs on Vacation. It's one that's published through Zendoodle. I really like this book. I think it's cute. It's got cute pictures. This is a poodle flying a kite. This is some kind of shaggy dog by a windmill and a bunch of tulips. So he's in Holland, I think. This dog is on the river in the jungle. This dog, he looks like he is in China, maybe, because of the lanterns. These 2 dogs are getting salsa lessons. You know, it's just really cute. He's at a museum. And I don't usually like Zendoodle type images, but they don't bother me in this book too much. I can just color over it, and you know, that can be just a design in the dog's hair. Okay, and I have Mini Monsters by Zenzu Creative. This is a very cute book. It doesn't have an author listed. The only thing I will say is that some of the monsters don't have eyes colored in. Some of them just have like very big blank circles. You know, no pupils, just big blank circles. And I can't really draw eyes. That's not something I can do. But this is very cute. It has, you know, doubles of these pictures. There's, yeah, little cute monster type animals. I think a lot of people have their cute animals book from Zenzu Creative. I don't see too many people with this monsters one. I've got just 2 more books left before I've shown you everything. Of course, I have The Vampires Grayscale by Jade Summer. Again, this is one that is a little bit more adult. It has men in it. It has quite a few men in it, actually. I think more than the Mermaids one, even. But yeah, the images are a little bit more adult and a little bit more risque, so if that bothers you, then it's definitely not the book for you. But it's a nice book. Again, there's another man. I was gonna see, there's another one. Well, I said there's a lot of men in it. Well, okay, there's one. He's shirtless. Yeah, and then my final book that I have is, of course, Light and Dark Fantasy Grayscale. This was, I believe, the very first Grayscale book that Jade Summer ever released. It was my very first Grayscale book that I ever colored in, and I just fell in love with it. Again, this one, the images are a little bit more adult, less cutesy. I know for certain this book has men in it. If you're looking for a book with men to color, let's see if we can find one. There we go. Got an elf guy. This has animals in it too. Creatures of the night, monsters, various things. Here's a werewolf. But yeah, it's a nice book. I've colored quite a few images in it. And that wraps it all up for my completed coloring book collection. I said I was going to keep count of how many books I have, and then I didn't do it. So, if you were watching the video and you kept count, you can say how many books I have down in the comments. I would guess maybe 30 or 40, possibly 50 books. We'll find out, and hopefully I'll have even more books coming in. I'm going to put in an Amazon order soon. I need to get a couple more of like the Jade Summer Grayscale books. I don't have the unicorn one, and then, oh boy, I just put out another one. It's mainly women, and now I can't think of what it is. They did Alice in Wonderland, but I'm not interested in that one, and I'm blanking on what it is. But they do have another one that I need to get. I like to have all their Grayscale books minus the tattoo one. But yeah, that is my complete collection of coloring books. Thank you for watching.